radical relationships, mind control, yes, that's a big thing, mind control. So, in explaining the radical relationships that apparently exist within mind control, I'm going to use myself as an example, because I am, by my fabulous trolls, being described as this amazing being that put a spell over people, like that means I'm a musician, and that brainwash and mind control them so that they become like zombies. So I am thus, according to my wonderful trolls, quite a powerful being with amazing abilities, that purely being within the presence of my spoken words. You don't even have to see me, you don't have to be in my actual presence, just listen to my videos and you are going to be mind controlled. I mean, that's a fabulous support, because my trolls are obviously all the time consumed by the Desteni objective. The objective is to identify all the beings that are in either multiple personality disorder, in its various personality ego defects that manifest. So what happens is very simple. In the presentation where I do, words are carriers of sound, and its objective is, as you allow the word to enter your mind, is to identify the points within your mind where you are existing in a state of dishonesty and ego, and where you have a personality error or disorder. So a troll is somebody that will immediately activate one of their personalities, being savior, so that they can simultaneously carry the crux and get to the crux of the matter of how serious the mind control of Desteni and Bernard Poolman is. So therefore you will have them then following every step where they believe completely they're doing a wonderful job, and they will move information that in a way, none of it true obviously, because it is what they made up to make sure they are believable, because they believe it, everybody else must, and they believe by sticking to their story, others will follow. And yes, there are those that will, because of their fears or similar disorders, will align with the troll, which is wonderful, because then they don't waste our time. You know, and time is of the essence, because time is always against you. Therefore, we have an early filtering system using Bernard's trolls and all its various ways that they manifest, and they are magnificent. The same one can go further and say, okay, like a Lister engine that is like a genie, you'll have those that actually, so we say, present the crest of their credibility based on what they believe to be the service they do as saviors and as followers of the Most High Yahweh, and or other points in terms of their ego and their apparent free choice and their apparent ability to have high levels of intellect, and that they know better and they have all the answers. I mean, it's all stuff that we activate in the interview, so once they listen to it, they will seek out only certain words, and they will say, cult, cult, cult. Obviously, the fact is that they are, in fact, cult leaders themselves that are seeking to get as many trolls together as possible, because a cult is always negative, while Desteni has got the most best positive message that can ever exist in the world, because it's about what's best for all. A cult is always negative, and therefore they will thus attack us with negative input, which is fascinating. These trolls is amazing because they claim that you can get mind control, while they are the ones that's in fact being mind controlled and being activated through a process of acceptance and allowance. Because if they were their own beings and they disagreed with something, they will just disagree with it and move on and live their life. And if they have any self-honesty and information change, context change, they'll be able to change. But if you're mind controlled, you're unable to change. You're unable to change your position in reality, and you will become obsessed, which is a cultish thought form. You'll become obsessed with something which you will then attack similarly to those that eventually end up shooting presidents and shooting popes and become terrorists. And all it is in truth is that you are brainwashed and mind controlled by your own personalities. Fascinating, isn't it? Because really no one can ever do anything to another human being, because you are living completely alone in your own mind. Everything you make up there is your own creation. You are truly God within that radical relationship between you and your mind. And whatever you have to do, you can actually superimpose a position of what a person must be able to think. To be able to, for instance, attack Desteni and claim that they are a cult and that they are bad and so on. It is an extensive position that happens within the mind. You can go and test it out. And you'll notice that everyone that has become such a point, I have deliberately placed information in front of them to activate them. And in fact, they can claim I'm mind controlling them as my trolls, and some has recognized the point even that they are my trolls. And some recognize the points that they are demons that support what we do by opening up those that are living in too much fear and that is not ready for a message of equality and doing what is best for all, and thus they are shifted into a time loop so they don't waste our time. Because in Desteni, a lot of self-study and self-honesty and self-corrective application is necessary to walk one and equal and bringing about the God system of equality that's best for all. So, dear trolls, thank you so much that you have allowed yourself to be the brainwashed cults that is required for us to keep those that's not ready yet for life away, so that they can have their time loops and their experiences before they get to self-forgiveness and self-honesty. Unfortunately, because you have allowed yourself to be brainwashed by yourself and you have allowed yourself to become completely obsessed, you're stuck and won't get out. But that's exactly how it is supposed to be. Isn't that the nice key about it all? So, that's a little bit about mind control. There is no other mind control that truly exists. Mind control exists like through television, because you form a radical relationship with the movement of the information. You activate what you like or dislike energetically within you. You form thus a symbol with which you are symbolizing as a relationship, and then you have an energetic movement which you call feeling, which you associate with, which is another radical relationship, and so you form an opinion, which is another radical relationship. None of it really real, because it's all just your own illusion. This is how illusions operate. Reality is physical, you know. You eat, you shit, then you have sex, there's children being born, you breathe. That's radical relationships of the physical. These other things happen in the isolation of your consciousness, which is energetically based on the energy you generate with the physical, and then you give it meaning. and you create your relationships within that. That's your egos, that's your personalities. None of it real. They all end at death. Please. You do not, none of that which you have created as you, as energy, as personality, as ego, continue after death. The belief that it does is in fact just brainwashing. You have brainwashed yourself, you have controlled your mind yourself, so that you apparently have the faith that you will continue, and you have the belief that you will continue, and you believe you have the power just because you believe. I mean, you can go and work out the mathematical mind fuck that's going on there within your own isolated limitation. The simplicity is that you can scientifically and mathematically establish what is real, or you can allow yourself to be brainwashed, or you can even become Bernard trolls. I mean, I don't mind trolls. You are all self-functioning, quite effective within your own cult forms, and it is beautiful to watch how it operates and how impossible it is to get out of your own mindfuck. It's fascinating. And I'm grateful for such great support. You have made sure that Desteni is foundational, the most sound and effective organization ever to come about in the shortest time imaginable in this world. Imagine all the others took like thousands of years to come about. Desteni managed this in just a few years. Thank you so much for your support. We couldn't do it without you.